Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Yo, people of the Rift, thanks for stopping by. First things first, I want to bring attention to something very important. Look at these names we have here. Chime Horror to 0, so it can't be, like, caught. But that's a pretty good name. Then we also got Heimerdinger down here, which I have no respect for these people on one level, just because if you're going to name yourself Heimerdinger or something as overt as Chime Horror, you can't not play the champions. Also, we have to bring attention to Nima loves anal. You just have to. Anyways, now to the less important stuff. When it comes to a matchup like Ori versus Azir, how do we want to think about it? Well, typical mage v mage matchup. We want to first get push. That's the most important thing. If we can have push in the lane, then poking and dodging poke becomes much easier. The only thing to keep in mind is, as Ori, we're an immobile mage, so we're pretty susceptible to ganks. And then in this game, we have a Sylas support on the enemy team is high potential for roaming. Udyr does prefer to full clear, but he certainly can be a ganking menace if he decides to be. So let's get into it. And so right off the bat, like what I'm saying, we need to get push. That's just constantly get these autos down. That'll help us get that push. Ori has great autos for getting push early. We want to think about getting our Q into good spots, right? It's not always just about hitting them, it's setting it up so it's threatening them and in a position to where it's going to hit them. Or it's like if we take a look at this Q that I just did, this one, it hits him, which is nice, but now look how far away he is. Like, look how little threat a ball in this spot has compared to if it was still just right here. But we are getting the poke down while walking through his soldier range. But ultimately, just like continue to get push, and we can eventually just outpoke him. Weaving in Q autos, Scorch Comet versus his lethal tempo. It's like I'm gonna win the short trades. We see Udyr on Croaks. Scion's up to no good. Chime Horror is just pouring around already with 2 men in the top lane. I'm like, even now, like I wouldn't mind just like putting Q here, just to like threaten him. It's not gonna hit anything, obviously, but I have so much mana. And it makes it easier so if he does overstep, it's easy to punish. Whereas like a long Q is not always as easy to land. Luckily I do hit it though. And we still see Singed on Udyr, so we know we're pretty comfortable to just continuously push and pressure this guy. So as is tradition with Ori, it's like we're going to put our first 3 points into W. I'm going to skip E on level 3 just because QW at level 3 with 2 points into W is so much damage. Such a crazy amount of poke. Didn't miss the cannon. Clutch. And so ideally, I'm trying to prime my Qs, my QWs, QW autos with when he's looking to last hit. That's the idea. I'm certainly not consistent or sophisticated with that, but that's the intention. That's the idea. But like you see, like now he's worried about the wave. It's coming in. He doesn't want to lose creeps to the tower. But I have such an easy time poking. It just makes it so easy for me to keep pressure up on him when I have the push, because he has to focus on last hitting, and I can focus on just smacking his shit around. The big mistake I think I made here is we saw Singed fucking dicking with Udyr in the top jungle for so long. So we know Udyr's going to be in his bot side jungle now. We know Sylas has been pushed in, so we're not worried about a roam. But once this wave crashes, I need to utilize my tempo, cash that in, just to get a ward down, just to keep me safe. So I can ward and then lean to that ward. Or ward and then lean to the Diana, knowing Udyr doesn't have any top camps. So, not doing that, and like right now, right when this wave crashes, is when I need to move to get this ward down. It makes the most sense, timing-wise. I think looking to hit tower and poke on the Azir is really, really greedy. Because if Udyr walks around here, I either have to blow both Psalms or I die. You know, it's just super, super sketchy. Just FYI, in this game, I took exhaust on accident. But so the goal on Ori is a small wins mindset, right? That's her kind of lane identity. Is we want to bully, we want to get an advantage, we want to consistently find small trade wins when Comet's up, when we have Scorch. And the goal with that while simultaneously continuously pushing the enemy mage in, is to get them to have less CS than us and to get them to reset first. This will cause us to get an item advantage upon reset. We can get a better reset. We can come back to lane with more power to continue the kind of game plan of punish, push, and poke. But it's not heavy trading constantly. It's when QW are up, when I have mana flow procs, when I have Comet up, you know, maximize my small wind mindset. Here I was hoping Diana would be able to get something, but he's hovering to the right side. We see him reset, so we're just gonna, we shoved the wave in. We're gonna match the reset. He's forced to TP. I was thinking here in this moment, right? I want 1100 gold for my back to get that Hextech alternator. Such a big lane spike for Ori. So easy to proc. It allows you to just be an absolute asshole constantly. So I was thinking maybe I can wait 160 gold. Like I could stay here, wait a couple more waves, and then force a reset. Without having TP, it's almost impossible. And I think it really doesn't play in line with... Like, I just forced him to base. I'm up like 10 CS or something, so I'm going to have a better base regardless. That's in line with my game plan. I should just take that and be okay with it. And you see, if you pay attention to my mouse here, I'm going to input a little a little movement input, but I get lucky, right? But anyways, since the wave is pushed in, you know, it's like I know I can walk back and be fine. Not that I have TP anyways, but say I did have TP, I wouldn't TP here because I know I have time for the wave to come into me. So I would have a TP advantage. Regardless, I have a summoner advantage, which is quite nice. And that's a direct result of getting push, playing for small wins. It's a missing ping sound. So here, right, like, why is this trade so bad? Well, that would be because look where the wave is. Currently, Azir has the push on me. He's going to have 3 range creeps up and then a wave crashing. So he has push. I'm a psychopath. So I just want to do as much damage as possible to this Azir. I want him to hate his life. I want him to think about quitting League of Legends, but then queue up again so I can play him again. The reality is I need to play for push first. We just saw why that was so effective. But now he has the push into me. So I'm going to sack minions, take a bunch of damage. And it makes sense, right? Like I'm walking through Soldier 1 just to get a QW because I'm just like that angsty. But it's all about like I need to play the wave first. I'm already down to 60% HP just because I've been too focused on trying to poke him instead of actually playing for push. 50% HP. It's the same thing. Yeah, I've gotten some poke back, but it's not... I'm obviously at a disadvantage here. Again, my wards are not sophisticated by any means. And that's a major issue on my part, especially on a champion like Orianna who needs warding and leaning to keep her safe. I can't have these sloppy wards. But here we go again. We're just going to start playing for push. Get as much DPS down on the wave as possible. Get the wave pushed in. And then we'll certainly be able to just punish them under tower. This is why Triple Tonic is very, very a potent like rune, minor rune. Because you're always going to get this adaptive force elixir on your 6 spike. Ori has a good 6 spike, but when you're playing in line with her champion identity, it becomes a very, very potent 6 spike. Because you're constantly chipping them down, chipping them down, chipping them down. Then you hit 6 with W max, or 3 points in W, and this adaptive potion, you have very, very lethal 6. You can constantly catch people off guard. What this Azir does do well in this game is also something that I'm doing poorly, is every time I want to look for a Q or a QW, I'm walking at him. I'm walking up to him. So it's pretty telegraphed. And if you have strong tethering, like this Azir does, it's really obvious every time. Here I'm thinking, I'm watching the soldier and I'm watching his creep. I expect him to go and auto this one more time. So I look to walk up and QW. Makes a lot of sense. He's tethering me nicely and he just dodges it. And I'll be honest, there was a point in this game, I don't have the in-game volume, like my mic. But there's a point in this game where I got so frustrated because of how many cues I was missing on this Azir, but it's just because he's tethering me nice. And I'm also super telegraphed every time I'm looking to Q because I'm walking at him. Whereas maybe because like you can Q in the middle of anything on Ori. So maybe if I'm looking to like, if I walk up, auto attack or creep and then Q him, it would catch him off guard. Just kind of hide the Q. But anyways, we have push, so we're quite happy. And we're just going to continue to hold it and try to find some poke. Ideally, I should probably play to crash this and get some dragon vision, but like that Q, I'm pretty sure just sent me over the fucking edge in game. I'm just furious. I popped my potion. I'm just like looking to find good trades. And like now I know he's in ult W range and he can die. So as long as I can find that, I can kill him. Again, this is so sketchy. I just feel like if Udyr was paying more attention to my lane, I should have had to blown flash like 3 times by now. Azir would have so much more pressure taken off of him. And part of that like could be alleviated on my end with better warding, because I would know better. But I get kind of lucky with it, and I get away with it all. It's that simple, guys. It's that simple. Rotisserie chicken's on the menu, you know? I get really tilted here, though. It'll be kind of funny. So Diana pings me. I ping my health. She pings me again. I ping my health. She pings me again. And so since I'm so emotionally mature and well-developed, I just ping her a bunch of times now. I totally can handle it. But guys, yeah, it's really this simple, right? If we can find a spot where I'm looking at the scoreboard. Like, look, we're up almost 20 CS. We've killed him. We're up a level. I still have both my sums. Another wave's crashing, so I'm getting a good reset timer. I get it back into a nice buy. It's like, this is a great early lane. Obviously, I made multiple mistakes. Plenty of mistakes. Missed a lot of CS. I missed a lot of Qs. I took bad trades. I didn't understand his soldier range well. I had very poor warding and leaning. However, I understood at champion identity level that Orianna is happy taking small trades. I want to build up as many small victories as I can. And in a mage v mage matchup, my ideal is to get the push. Play for push, so then it becomes easier to access the champion for damage. And they have to make a decision between using their abilities in time on the wave or trying to fight you back. Either way, they'll be in a losing situation. Because if they use their abilities to try to fight you back, they're losing CS. If they try to focus on CS, they're going to lose HP and eventually get pushed out. And again, to reiterate, Orianna wants to push them out first and then secure a better recall with an item advantage. And then you can continue the cycle. Orianna from behind is nowhere near as potent. You have to play like this to stay ahead and to push the lead and push what you're capable of. That'll be all, guys. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you.